In this video, we're looking at Copilot in Power Automate and how it can be used to set up a flow for when records are updated in Dataverse. Let's get started. So here I'm in make.powerautomate.com. I'm going to put in to the Copilot window when a row in Dataverse has a specific column value set, send an email saying this needs to be viewed and approved. So I'm going to click generate, and here I get a suggested flow. I don't really like this one, so I'm going to say show a different suggestion. And here I get when a row is added, modified, or deleted as a trigger in Dataverse, the following action once a condition is met that is true, send an email through Outlook. Let's click next. I get approvals on Dataverse and Outlook, so let's create the flow. Here I can see the flow that's been built for me, and on the right hand side I can see Copilot. I can actually use Copilot to ask any question about the flow, what any of the triggers mean, what the conditions mean. So here I'm saying, explain what this flow is doing. And I get a good response back. Now I haven't really configured anything yet, so it doesn't say much. So I'll click on the trigger and I'm happy that it's modified only. I don't want added or deleted records in Dataverse triggering this. I just update that and I enter in the table name. So this is going to be knowledge articles. I know you want this to trigger for knowledge article status reason. So here I'm saying for the condition, and I'm actually using the natural language with Copilot to set the condition rather than click into it. Set the condition when the status code is equal to 3. So here Copilot's setting that for me. If I go into the condition here, I can see that it says body status code is equal to 3. Now I actually know that's not going to work, so I'm coming into here using the dynamic fields and I'm going to type in status reason. And I'm doing a lookup there using the display name and I'm setting it as equal to 3. So in the Maker portal, if we go to the status reason field, that's the display name. The schema name is status code. And although it's needs review, that's the label, we actually need to use the value. So we need to use 3. So status reason is equal to 3, and that will be the condition that we're trying to match against. I can click into the send email action. I'll populate it with an email address. Now, obviously, if you wanted to make an improvement to this, you'd want to pick that email address from maybe a approver or reviewer on the knowledge article record. And then I give it a subject. You have a knowledge article to review and approve. And I'm just demonstrating what Copilot can do here. So I'm just saying, add the following text to the email body. Please review the following article. Now, obviously, I might as well just type that into the body, but it just gives you a sense of what's happening. So I can click back into send an email action, and here you can see the body's been updated. I can also add some dynamic information in here as well. And here I can see that I'm adding in the article number, and then I can just put in some more static text as a template. And here I can add in the article content as well. So the person receiving the email can read the content. They don't have to navigate to Dynamics to see it. Now, what I can also do is add a link into the email for that specific record. So I'm just coming into Customer Service Workspace here. I've got the record open itself. So this is the knowledge article. I'm using the Level Up Dynamics 365 and Power Apps add-in, which I recommend to everybody. It's an amazing tool. And here I'm going to click on record URL. I'm actually going to copy that, and then we're going to paste it back into the email. And then I'm going to find the GUID for that particular record. So here we see, click here to load it in Customer Service. And after that and ID equals, that's the GUID for a particular knowledge article. So I remove that. I'm just going to put in the dynamic field. So this is knowledge article, and it unique identifier for entity instances. That's what you're looking for. So you want to select that. And then we're finished. So we can save that, make sure that we get a validation back from there. And now again, I can ask Copilot to explain what this completed flow is doing for me. And if I say, give me a step-by-step, then I get a breakdown of bullet points over each of the flows with some details in there. So that's really useful to help me learn and understand exactly what's going on. So the flow gets triggered. If the status code is equal to 3, then proceed, then create an email, send it to that email address, and then add some information into the body. So here I'll just update the status reason, save it, and then I'll send it back. Once I've saved it, I'll then set it back to needs review, and that should then trigger the email. So here I'm setting it back to needs review, saving that, and when saving that back into Dataverse, that should then trigger the flow. So if I go back to make.powerautomate.com, within that flow, I can look at the run history. Now they're both showing as succeeded, but I can see I'm not receiving an email, so I'm going to have a look at what's going on here. So it says it's run successfully, but I know it hasn't in the way that I'd want it to run, and that's because it's saying the expression result is false. Now that's interesting. So I think what's happened is when I've asked Copilot to do some changes, it's gone and changed something that I didn't want it to change, and that's most likely going to be the condition. So I'll click into the condition, and here, yeah, it says body and then that status code. So here, when I hover over it, I should see it, or we'll just take it out. I'll just take it out and I'll replace it with status reason, like I mentioned before. So status reason, type in the display name, but we still want to set the value as 3. So I'm updating that, I'm saving it. The flow's ready to go. So now I'm going to go back and re-trigger those records. So I'm going to go back to the run history, have a quick look, and then I'm going to re-trigger. Okay, so here we go. So I'm expecting to see a new email pop into my Outlook, which is an open tab. And there we go, you can see the little red dot. And here I can see I've got an email from sysadmin, and then we have a nice outline of what that knowledge article is, so I can have a look through that, I can review it, and then more importantly, down at the bottom, I'm going to see the URL that I've generated as well in that email. So if I highlight that, go to that URL, that nicely loads that up for me in Dynamics. And as a reviewer, I can go through that, have a look at it, and I can move through the different review stages that I need to, and set that to approved or not. And obviously I could then set up a number of automations that trigger off the back of that. So that's an amazing way of using Copilot in Power Automate to really quickly get a flow created for your business and for your app to automate some processes. And it's an amazingly powerful tool. Obviously, just watch out for some of the changes that Copilot might make in the background. But even with that, it's still an incredible way of building flows. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.